The United States is often seen through the lens of stereotypes and misconceptions. But how much of what you think about America is actually true? In this video, we're busting 20 myths about the USA that people around the world no longer believe. From the American dream to the truth about healthcare, it's time to separate fact from fiction. Myth 1. Everyone lives the American dream. While the American dream symbolizes opportunity, the reality is much more complex. Income inequality and rising costs make it increasingly difficult for many to achieve this dream. Myth 2. Americans only eat fast food. Sure, the US is famous for its fast food chains, but there's a growing love for organic produce, farmers markets, and diverse cuisines from around the world. Myth 3. All Americans are overweight. Not true. While obesity is a concern, millions of Americans prioritize fitness, with gyms, yoga studios, and outdoor activities being incredibly popular. Myth 4. Everyone owns a gun. Though gun ownership is a heated topic, only about 32% of Americans own guns. It's far from universal. Myth 5. Healthcare is free or affordable. Unfortunately, this is a big misconception. The US healthcare system is among the most expensive in the world. Myth 6. The US is the safest country. While parts of the US are very safe, crime rates in certain areas can be quite high compared to other developed nations. Myth 7. All Americans are patriotic. Patriotism varies widely. Some Americans are deeply patriotic, while others are more critical of the country's policies. Myth 8. Everyone speaks English. While English is the dominant language, millions of Americans speak Spanish, Chinese, and other languages at home. Myth 9. Public transportation is amazing everywhere. In big cities like New York, yes. But in many suburban and rural areas, public transportation is almost non-existent. Myth 10. All Americans are wealthy. Over 10% of Americans live below the poverty line, struggling to make ends meet. Myth 11. Tipping isn't necessary. In the US, tipping is expected in restaurants and for many services. Not tipping is considered rude. Myth 12. Americans only care about themselves. On the contrary, Americans contribute billions to global charities and volunteer extensively in their communities. Myth 13. College is affordable for everyone. Student debt is a huge issue. Many Americans struggle to pay off their loans well into their 30s and 40s. Myth 14. The US is just big cities. While cities like New York and Los Angeles get all the attention, rural and small-town America is vibrant and diverse. Myth 15. All Americans are alike. America is one of the most diverse countries in the world, with people of all races, religions, and cultures. Myth 16. Hollywood represents real America. Hollywood creates stories, not realities. Most Americans don't live lives anything like what you see in the movies. Myth 17. Americans work less than people in other countries. Contrary to popular belief, Americans work some of the longest hours among developed nations, with limited vacation time compared to Europe. Myth 18. The USA is all about individualism. While individualism is valued, community efforts like charity drives and mutual aid groups are incredibly common across the country. Myth 19. The USA is a young country. While the US as a nation is relatively young, indigenous cultures in America have been around for thousands of years. Myth 20. The USA is always politically united. America is deeply divided on many political issues, with stark differences between urban and rural areas and between states. So, there you have it, 20 myths about the USA debunked. The United States is a fascinating country, but it's important to separate fact from fiction. Which myth surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more myth-busting videos.